So the first thing that I did was go to some of the big box stores to price up the parts. And they were pretty much all the same with their pricing. So I decided to give a pump shop a call and find out how much it will cost from a pump shop. So I called Superior Water and Pump Solutions here in St. John's, Newfoundland, and was speaking with Robert Din. And we had a discussion. I told him what I needed, and for a very good price, he provided me with this. It's the full system that I need for the house. The tank, the T, and the associated bits and pieces. The switch, the gauge, sediment valve, bypass valve, and I wanted to go with PEX for this, and so he put a ball valve in here to shut it off from the house. This came fully assembled. And when I picked it up, he has free delivery anywhere in the parking lot. I found that funny. And so today I'm going to be installing this in the house. To do this installation, you're going to need a few tools. I've got a pipe wrench, PEX crimper, associated bits and pieces of plumbing supplies, paper and pencil. I've got a large crescent wrench, knife, straight screwdriver, Robinson, a pair of pliers, a heat gun, and that's about all I think I need for now, but if I need anything else I'll show you as I go along. So the first step is I have to basically drain the tank, and before doing that you turn off the electricity and isolate the water from the house and the tank. So you turn off all your valves there, and then you hook a hose, that is the easiest way, up to your sediment valve, run it into the bucket, and just drain all the water off until there's no more water in the tank. Now that I have all the water drained out, I'm going to disconnect the electrical from the pump. This is BX wire. It's an armored wire, and these are called BX connectors, and these are held into the box with a threaded washer. So you just back off the washer using a screwdriver and remove the wires from the terminals. I forgot to mention that if you're uncomfortable with doing any of this electrical stuff, just go and hire a professional. Now that I've got the electrical removed, I'm going to remove this that goes to the house and this here that comes in from the pump. Okay, so after using the heat gun to heat up the plastic pipe a little, I managed to get it off the female adapter. So I'll bring this out in the garage now and remove that where I have a little bit more space to work. So I'm out in the garage. This was on a little tighter than expected, and I had to get some assistance from my lovely wife to actually sit on the tank so I could get the leverage needed to get this adapter off. So here we've got the old tank next to the new tank. So I just put the female 3/4 adapter on there. I just tightened it up hand tight, and now I'll bring this unit back down in the basement. I've got the tank laid back in place. As you may notice, I have a couple of bricks laid under the tank. That's just to lift it up a little. I noticed with the previous tank with this pan underneath, it was a little difficult to get access to the sediment valve and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to lift it a little bit out of the pan for a little bit more room. Now I'm just going to attach this to the adapter and hook everything else back up. So I've got the water in hooked up, got the electrical hooked up, and here I've got the check valve and I'm coming out with PEX going straight up, and instead of using an acorn fitting, I'm going to use the PEX fitting with the PEX connectors to go to the filter there on the back of the tank. Now let's turn on the power and see what happens. Okay, so let's turn the sediment valve on a little bit, put on the pump. Get rid of any sediment in there, and now the tank should be pressurizing. The tank has actually come standard with 38 pounds of air, so I may have to adjust the switch there to run 40 cut in, 60 cut out. Now I'll just let the water into the tank. You see that's okay, that's on right there. That was in the on position. And let's turn this back on back here. So I just had my wife turn on a couple of taps upstairs, flush the toilet, and the pressure didn't drop. So that's great. I looked at the gauge, and it actually dropped to about 30, 35 before it cut in, and then it cuts out at 50. So it's not up to the same pressure that we're used to, but it seems to work. If I do have any issues, I'll go back and I'll adjust the pressure on the box here like I did in the previous video, which I'll just list below. So there you have it. How to install a pressure tank and T with fittings for an artesian well. Thanks for watching.